How y'all doing, internet? I got massive sunburn going on. I have like sunburn all here, and then like here, because I had a sleeveless shirt on while I was at the beach the other day, and I picked up this Mexican soda while I was down there. This is now water with blueberries in it. It's really unfortunate. The blueberries don't add any flavor to the water at all. It's just kind of, you got water all up in my nose. It's really kind of a game though when you drink like this, because like you're kind of trying to get the blueberry. You're like, oh, I got one. So, welcome to Rokz News Today, the place where you can see all of your crazy news stuff. National news, because we don't like local news. We like local news. It's all good. Whatever. So, in energy news, solar panels are apparently not just for roofs anymore. The world's first road paved with solar panels is working better than expected. So apparently in the Netherlands, somebody decided to build a bike path as an experiment to test out whether or not solar panels would be an effective idea from within a roadway. And apparently, over 6 months, working even better than expected, and it was generating up to 3,000 kilowatt hours of energy. Basically meaning that a house about my size could be powered by a sidewalk. Sounds pretty impressive. Think about that. You buy a bunch of solar panels, you install them in your sidewalk, and then all of a sudden, you don't have to pay for electricity. It sounds like a great idea. And I think this is a great idea, actually, for, like, energy crisis kind of things that we're talking about throughout, like, science and things. Because everybody's kind of concerned about the whole energy thing. And I think that, putting solar panels in a sidewalk could be an effective way to deal with that. So I think we should look into that more, and I think that that's a great idea. And also, in hardcore hacker news, a group of people called the Lizard Squad shut down the PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, and an airplane. This guy will actually face no jail time whatsoever. Not cool. So, last Christmas, a hacking collective known as the Lizard Squad were able to take down both the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live through a majority of the holiday season. If you have a PlayStation or an Xbox and you play online, you'd probably have noticed that this wasn't working, and that's not cool. A lot of people were outraged about this across the globe, because everybody wants to play their video games when they have no time to do anything else. And when it's snowy and disgusting outside, come on, perfect timing for video games. Come on, seriously. But apparently, these attacks also became more personal after a man posted on Twitter that he was going to have this person go through, any kind of charges that he would possibly imagine or something like that. This guy, he's basically one of the major guys on the Sony PlayStation Network thing. He was basically stating that he would put an end to his crimes or whatever. So as a result of this, these guys actually grounded his plane. So they put out a bomb threat on Twitter. Somehow the people on the plane found this bomb threat, and so they grounded the plane and had to search the plane for the bomb in order to make sure that the plane was actually safe. And that's how they got back at him for saying all of this stuff about him. Now, this guy, after all of the things he has done, will not face any jail time. One of the leaders of this hacking squad, yeah, he's not facing any jail time. That's not cool. You did something stupid. You, messed with the globe and things, so you deserve to be in jail. You did very bad things. And apparently, according to this article, he had over 50,700 computer-related crimes listed against him, and yet he's still not going to jail. How do you possibly acquire 50,700 charges against someone? I didn't even know there was even 50,700 different kinds of charges, and apparently he got all of them. That's crazy. And if you're going to have 50,700 charges held against you, you deserve to be in jail. Yeah, I'm not even sorry about that one. That's not cool. You did bad things. Just why? What's the point of that? Are you just, bored one day? You're like, wonder what I'm going to do today. I'm going to hack PlayStation. Where do you even get this idea? Whatever. I don't. This guy's dumb. He should be in jail, and he's not. In Xbox news, This is something that may not have been made aware of certain people, but in 2005, very soon after the release of the Xbox 360, the Xbox company almost failed completely. The $1.15 billion hardware failure that almost killed Xbox in 2005. So, if you had an Xbox 360 when they first came out, you may have noticed that a lot of consoles were having this major issue. Certain times when the console would come to a certain point, there would be three flashing red lights around the circle where the Xbox logo is, on the Xbox 360, which looks like this. Alright, so those three flashing lights would indicate something was obviously wrong with the Xbox, and once that happened, you weren't able to play it. And this became a major issue because most Xboxes that were released when the Xbox 360 first came out had that issue. It wasn't until they went into further research and detail that the company realized that this basically meant that the Xbox was overheating. And they didn't program this or anything as far as they, were releasing in this article. So this became known as the Ring of Death because it would shut down, and basically a lot of gamers were getting very, very upset about this because a lot of the best games of the time period were coming out already for this new system, and they couldn't play them because it was broken. So the head of Xbox at the time was going into a lot of research to see how he could figure out this problem, and eventually, right off the bat, they figured out that this issue was going to be costing them tons of money. The initial estimate of how much this would actually cost was accurate, by the way. It was almost completely accurate how much it would cost based on what the original estimate was. It ended up costing them $1.15 billion to fix this problem. So this almost sunk Xbox to the ground. A lot of people may have noticed at the time this was a major issue for Xbox. This was insane, and they literally almost went bankrupt because of this issue. And as a result of that, they were just cranking out, trying to figure out how to fix this because this was their big new product, and they really didn't want anything to get messed up with this. So, the $1.15 billion were spent on sending all kinds of new equipment and technology to people who had bought the new Xbox in order to make it an actual working product. And apparently, according to statements that were made, almost $240 million of that $1.15 billion was actually just spent on the costs needed for FedEx. FedEx sending things out to people's homes. So because FedEx was the one that they chose to send out stuff, they had to spend almost $240 million just on sending stuff to people. And that's a lot of money when it comes to that kind of thing, but it was nowhere near the total of $1.15 billion. But honestly, the fact that they had to spend so much money to replace a hardware problem, and they didn't go bankrupt, and they still kept their company going, and now already releasing the Xbox One about a year and a half ago, this is a major display of how people and companies can keep building themselves up. Because although the company almost failed completely, people were really, really mad about this. They spent tons of money on the Xbox, and honestly, if they didn't fix the problem as quickly as they did, there would probably be no Xbox company anymore because there was so much that they had to put into this. And if they didn't put it into it, then the product would have most likely just failed, and they would not be selling anymore. They would have been bankrupt and out of the window. And there probably would have been some other company that would have swooped in and either taken the company and built more out of it, or would have just done away with it. And they would probably replace it with some other brand that would be doing that. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Rokz News. If you enjoyed, please like or comment, and subscribe to check out some more videos. I hope you liked this, and me talking about things, and me drinking my water with blueberries in it. I will see you guys in the next one.